Okay, well, good morning, everybody. Thank you very much for joining this webinar. My name is John McKinland, and I'll be taking you through our simplified hosted UC presentation today. I've got some colleagues with me on the call. So I have Danny Storer from our Beyond Connectivity team, and supported by Mark Jones. We've also got John Bird, who will be taking your questions and answering them on the chat function. So, as I say, my name is John McKinnon. I'm the National Sales Manager of our solutions team. Just to give you an idea of what that entails, we support our on-premise and cloud platforms through my team. So currently, for an on-premise situation, we support NEC, Unify, Atos, Panasonic, still supporting some Samsung, and of course Ericsson, LG, which we onboarded last year. But we also have a number of cloud platforms. So we've got our Ericsson LG platform, NEC, Univerge Blue. We have Zoom Phone, but today our focus is going to be simplified hosted. So a little bit of housekeeping first of all, just to make everybody aware, we're still largely working from home. We have gone back to hybrid working, but I'm from home today, so please excuse any sort of background noise, which you'll understand I'm sure is going to happen at some point. I'm going to take you through our cloud-first strategy, why sell hosted, give you an overview of our simplified hosted product and why we're selling that through Nimans. Briefly touch on enhanced features and some of the security aspects with it, and then we'll get into some of the commercials. A quick summary, and I'll be handing over to Danny Storer, who will spend 5-10 minutes going through the portal, which is our single pane of glass into the world of simplified hosted, and you'll see how simple that is to use. So, to just talk about our cloud-first strategy. So I think it's fair to say that the COVID pandemic has driven technology and adoption of UC into channel a lot quicker than we were all anticipating was going to happen. So we've recognised, obviously, there is a need for us to have a number of different platforms and solutions that will cover off a number of different verticals and different requirements. So we onboarded with Ericsson LG at the beginning of this year. And obviously NEC's cloud services, Univerge Blue, which most of you probably spoken to someone about already, have already launched. We are bringing Zoom Phone down the line, so we have an agency model that's coming on stream fairly shortly, and you should see some marketing activity around that. But one of the key points for us to talk about today is simplified hosted UC. It's our own brand product, which is operated by our sister company Beyond Connectivity, but we're selling that through the Nimans brand. And I think it's really important. We've adopted that into our team as another solution to go with all of our on-premise and other cloud platforms. Obviously, you have the safety of the Nimans brand, but also a single point of account management, a trusted brand, and of course, as effectively Yealink UK or the Yealink handsets will come from a single source. So it's a very, very advantageous product for us to sell through our Nimans brand, not just through Beyond. So why sell hosted? Not going to labour too. I think we've all been selling hosted long enough now to know that obviously an OPEX versus CAPEX model is something that is quite keen in the marketplace at the moment. And obviously with from a maintenance perspective, much lower cost of maintenance each month. And we have an infrastructure now that is dependable and proven and giving us high quality calls. Certainly there's been a huge amount of infrastructure investment in the UK over the last 18 months, and that's going to continue. From a self-serve perspective, we're putting a lot of the power and the control with the resellers now back, obviously, with the end user as well, so they can manage their own instances. We're able to deliver some powerful stats and analytics now through our portal, which Danny's going to show you later on. But obviously, we've got it's backed up with inbuilt disaster recovery. For ourselves, we use a Portal One platform. Portal One is similar in size in terms of deployment to BroadSoft globally, thanks to the North American adoption. And we have an instance or a number of instances here in the UK, as well as back up into Rotterdam in the Netherlands. More than just voice. Well, I think we've all seen that, haven't we, over the last 18 months, where people have adopted a video as a single point of contact for pretty much everything. I've been able to keep in contact with my team around the UK thanks to video. It's now become part of our way of life, and I'm pretty sure if we've got to go and explain a PowerPoint to someone, then we probably should have made that trip. We've got UC tools that we can use to get that message across and actually work a little bit harder for our resellers. We've got more time to do that and be more productive. Drives our mobility. Very, very easy to scale, as I say, just by adding seats into via the portal, much easier than PABX. And of course, the time is now. Cloud adoption is here. We've got ISDN coming to a close. And we've got great internet available in 95% of the country now. And of course, we've been pretty much been driven down this path by the pandemic. So why simplified hosted UC? As I mentioned, it's resilient. We're backed up and we are secure. So we're available to have pretty much a 5 nines uptime on everything that we do. Market-leading handset and bundle solutions, as effectively as we are with being Yealink UK. All of the handsets that we provide are coming out of our warehouse directly into Beyond Connectivity for provisioning. So really, really important relationship with Yealink. They are now the world's largest SIP endpoint provider. Aesthetically very, very pleasing, but also functionally very, very simple to use. The simple self-serve portal that we've brought in with Simplified Hosted gives you a single pane of glass where you can access all of the features and functionality you want as an end user for to manage your own instance. But as a reseller, for you to be able to place your orders, to be able to update your orders, or to add them for expansion for a customer, but also access analytics, call recording, and any other CTI applications that we deploy. Very, very easy to deploy. We also operate a white label service for our resellers. So the portal is branded Simplified Hosted UC. There isn't a Nimans logo on there at all. So you're able to brand the portal as your own. White label service, if you have an engineering resource shortage, or you're unable to get to site, or you want an engineer to go and plug some handsets in for you with on a non-logo presence, then we have the ability to provide that for you at a cost. So again, white label service for all of your engineering needs, including some cabling if you need it. And also responding to an ever-evolving marketplace. There is a huge amount of R&D that goes on with all hosted platforms, I'm sure. We're no different from that. We're about to launch our Teams integration, I think, in October. So you'll see that coming down the track as part of that. It's something that we've delayed to make sure we do it in a slightly different way, but effectively that'll come on stream in October, as well as a new software release. So the current landscape, we have seen exponential growth in the adoption of UC. The pandemic has accelerated that without question. And also, I think with the Teams and Zoom being ubiquitous in a lot of organisations, they've both responded to the global lockdowns. In 1 month, we saw a 775% increase in Teams adoption globally, and Zoom are 151% up year on year. So again, the conversations they're having in a lot of organisations are kind of driving change across other platforms and the adoption of other platforms as well. So hybrid working will inform the UCaaS strategy, and it does. And for ourselves, we've been working from home for the last 18 months. We have literally this week started to go back into office working. We'll probably continue down that hybrid model with so many days of the week in the office and so many days working from home. And it suits us as a business, and our productivity levels are through the roof. But it's proven that we can actually work in a hybrid way, and we can also interact with our customers in a different way. Democratization of technology. Well, we've seen smaller businesses with limited tech resource and budget limitations can now access best-of-breed PBX environments via cloud. We've got a lot of millennials obviously in the channel. I wish I was one of them. Unfortunately, we've gone past that point. The technology that they use is influencing the job roles that they take, and because they have an expectation around some of the devices that they use and some of the features and functionality that they use, because they're available to them in their personal lives. So certainly that is leveling the playing field in the type of technology adoption across all sizes of businesses. So the Simplified Hosted UC platform delivers a feature-rich web portal combined with our Yealink handsets and call bundles. As I say, we offer a fully white-labeled proposition. I like to think we've got some attractive commercials. We know we're not going to be the cheapest, but we've got a slightly different offering, and we think it prices in. We're able to enable our partners to maintain a competitive edge in the marketplace, dominated by Me Too solutions. And I think one of the important points there is the fact that we're using a Portal-1 platform rather than BroadSoft. We're not just another BroadSoft offering, which means we can be different and do different things. The Portal One platform is a carrier grade, class 4 and 5, delivers enterprise level scalability. So again, there are no issues about the size of deployment that you want to put on. And of course, we've got real-time call data and reporting capabilities that feed straight into to your portal. The other benefit of that proposition, say, is that white label portal access to our resellers. You can brand those with your own simple use of your own logo. So effectively, you can be simplified hosted UC from whatever reseller name you want to use or brand name you want to use. So basically, some of the standard license features that we have. Licenses are allocated on a per extension basis, so they don't belong to a particular person. They belong to the extension. Each of those licenses comes with a smartphone app, so you have that mobility in there straight away. So that gives you improved call quality and power management. And certainly we know from the early days of mobile soft phone applications would suck the life out of your battery. So things have moved on. The power management on this is exceptionally good. We've got a wide range of call management features, including hunt groups, IVR setup, and some out-of-hour settings. And I'll cover those off in a little bit more detail, and Danny will be able to show you some of those and how they're accessed through the portal at the end. Directory integration for a shared address books on Yealink handsets. It's a nice feature. It's a nice PABX feature. It's carried forward into the cloud. Not unique, I'm sure, but certainly with the Yealink handsets that we've got, the customers are able to access that centralized directory. Within your portal, you can access review live the CDRs for all of your call activity. And there is a wallboard light with basic call statistics that's available to you as well. Included with every license are 59 days of call recording. Obviously, our self-serve portal, which can be accessed by resellers and obviously customer. As you would expect, UK-wide virtual numbering options, fax to email, music on hold options, as we've already touched on, hunt group summary with busy lamp field visibility as well, and a review of all call activity all through that single pane of glass. So just to touch on some of the handsets and the features and benefits of those. For those who are familiar with the Yealink range will know that the S range is sort of just coming to an end, and the U range is coming to its fore. So this is so the price that I'm about to show you later on in the presentation will be relevant to the new U range. Effectively, we have a ruggedized and standard SIP-decked handset, and then a full range of entry and medium level and conferencing units available to your customers. So this is just a quick overview of some of the product. So on the SIP deck side, so ruggedized and SIP decked units both have 1.8-inch TFT color screens, and the W73P actually has access to or can be plugged in from a base station to the network. The T42U SIP phone is a replacement really for the lower end S range. That comes in with a 2.7-inch LCD with backlight. Bear with me, sorry, I've just lost my screen there. I'll beg him to come back. So the T42U is got a single 2 RJ45 ports with a single gigabit port with up to 12 SIP accounts. The T43 and T46U handsets, and the T43 and T46U handsets have the color screens, dual port gigabit Ethernet, and up to 16 SIP accounts. And then we have our CP920 conferencing unit, as you would expect. As I mentioned before, each of the standard licenses comes with a mobile app built in that's available from the App Store and from Google Play. And you can see from this image here on the bottom right-hand side, we see the big white B and the blue circle. That's how it will appear on the mobile phone once it's downloaded. Simple activation via QR code through your own portal. And it's got a very, very clean dialer and screen for mobile use. Again, nothing overly complicated. Access to the usual thing you'd like to see is contacts and messaging, etc. Dial pad and what it actually looks like in a call. Very, very clean lines. The desktop software and app is a full SIP client. That's an additional license that you will need to buy. Effectively, again, very, very simple to use. You can see from the screen that we've got very, very clean centralized dialer, simple access to a menu on the left-hand side for contacts, call history, recordings, control panel. In terms of a chat function, this is an example of a simple chat. and document sharing through the application, and access into the control panel, so you can change things like where your calls are forwarded to, who you want them forwarded to, whether it be into IVR and so on and so forth. So again, very, very simple to use. In terms of the enhanced features, I mentioned analytics and some lifetime and call recording that's available, call stats, management reports, wallboards, CTI integration through Mondego, and conferencing. I'm just going to touch on some of those in a little bit more detail. In terms of analytics, we've got a suite of complementary features allow organizations to access the enhanced call recording, call stats, wallboard features, drive and value develop that customer loyalty. It's proven to be quite an interesting take-up of the analytics suite. There was, I think, a school of thought amongst a number of people that perhaps analytics was not something that people wanted to get hosted, but actually in a lot of the conversations we've had across all the platforms that we're looking to sell, this is actually a key point. People are wanting to monitor the productivity of their home working or their hybrid workers. And of course, the lifetime call recording, MiFID II compliance, is now affecting so many different organizations. Again, this is coming into play and people are wanting to have that lifetime call recording. As I say, out of the box, you have 59 days call recording, which can be archived for simply for the end user as well. But if they're looking for something a little bit more functional and more compliant, then MiFID compliant call recording is available. From a statistics point of view, you're able to see all of your live and historical call stats via easy access into the graphical reports. Again, chargeable feature, but there's a number of different ways that can be displayed, and of course, data can be manipulated through CSV. We've also got hunt group call activity at a glance, so you can look at pulse checks. We can look at our various hunt groups, and we can see how many people are actually in those hunt groups, what extensions are live, and whether that hunt group is actually working. We give you an actual pulse check to see what's occurring. And in this particular example, you can see we've got some period calls and some zero period calls for some of those hunt groups. So again, live information, we can see how our hunt groups are working. So again, with a dispersed workforce, working from home, hybrid working, we can still track to see where those hunt groups are. One-click management reports. So a full suite of management reports is available to look at various different agents, different groups, at different times of the day, and we can look at kind of call flow, busy peak hours, and busy days during the week, and so on and so forth. Also, end of day report, very, very functional report, can look at some of the best callers. But more importantly, you see at the bottom there, we've got the callbacks. So these are calls that maybe have called in but haven't had a call back during the day. This will give you an opportunity to look at those and see what calls have been missed and which customers need to be contacted. In terms of wallboards, the wallboard, very functional. Again, clean lines, very, very simple to follow. Nice pastel colors, very easy on the eye, but gives you very, very informative information. So we can look at the top row, top total calls, answer calls, missed calls, but more importantly, I think was great feature is new calls. So those calls that have come in where the system has identified that this number hasn't called before. This is a new call. So this could be a new customer in response to a marketing campaign, or from a new contact number that's available from an existing customer. In the middle row, we can look at what calls are ongoing, what are inbound minutes I've been talking, average length, and what our outbound calls are. And on the bottom row, we can see our outbound minutes talking and our average length of call as well. And we can even look at SMS sent and received as well if required. So again, very, very functional wallboard that's available as a subscription. We've also teamed up with Mondego, so we use their UC Plus CTI integration to access into CRM or Outlook. Two flavors, UC Plus Express, which can give you call control, click to dial, and screen popping for Outlook and Google Contacts. That's a very, very common adoption. We've also got access to the UC Plus Fusion licenses, which includes all the features of Express, but gives you actually that range to 160 plus different CRM packages that are available through Mondego. For a lot of Panasonic, Samsung resellers, they would be used to this. It's the same kind of tool that it was sold to on-premise. It's also used in Univerge Blue for on NEC's SV9100 and SL2100 for SIMs. But also you'll see it on Ericsson LG for their cloud and on-premise systems as well. So very, very significant adoption across all the platforms. Security risk and mitigation. So there are a number of different security risk mitigation features in the portal. We use calling rates and daily usage to allow the reseller to allow credit on a per customer basis. This allows you to automate some blocks or trigger an account that's got a spending excess above a certain daily limit, so calls can be cut off at that time. That's particularly useful if you talk about some out of hours, perhaps not working on a weekend. It can lower the daily limit to make sure that there is no fraudulent activity there. Call barring, as you would expect, so outgoing calls to number ranges which could incur substantial costs can be barred, and that can be set as a default on our platform. But geo risk as well. So we look at risk profiles to impose limits on accounts registering IP addresses that are outside our parameters. So again, it's particularly relevant with hybrid working. So outbound calls from those extensions are screened, and we use audible codes designed to validate genuine calls and block activity that we deem to be potentially fraudulent. We have concurrent call limits as well, so you can manage the number of concurrent calls that can be made from any individual account to reduce the potential for fraud. So and fraud detection alerts, so traffic patterns and concurrent call volumes are constantly monitored. So your customer, the Simplified hosted UC team, will all be alerted to suspicious calls, and persistent call activity will be remediated if necessary. So a lot of security and risk mitigation that is in place to protect you, the reseller. In terms of commercials, there has been some change in commercials on the handset, so these can be bought through beyond connectivity. Effectively, the W59R remains the same at $89.95, but the W73P is coming at $69.95. The T42U effectively replaces the 41S, so it's a £5 reduction. So that's gone from $64.95 to $59.95. The T43U is effectively the replacement for the T42S. They're the same price, $79.95, so no change there. But the real savings are on the colour screen dual gigabit services. The T46S, it was $119.95, it's now $99.95. And the T48U, which replaces the T48S, that's come down from $158.95 to $149.95. You have the option to buy these as provisioned handsets and use our license-only model, which I'm about to go through. So effectively, on a monthly recurring basis, if you consider a 3-year contract, the hosted options for using cordless, the W59R as a hosted license with 4,000 minutes bundled in is £8.45. This is wholesale price, and the Yealink W73P is $7.95. So that's based on a 3-year contract. The T42U $7.95, T43U $8.95. And the T46U is $10.45. So obviously, as the handset functionality increases and the value of the handset increases, so does the monthly rental. The T48U, surprisingly popular for a large screen touchscreen display phone, $12.45, and obviously our composite unit of $14.95. However, there is a license-only, no hardware model that's available to you, with 4,000 bundled minutes included. The wholesale monthly charge on a 3-year license is $5.95. If you want it on a 1-year license only, it's $6.95 or $7.95 on a 30-day rolling contract. All Yealink handset bundles include the 3-year hosted license, 4,000 minutes, and that's your standard 01, 02, 03 UK mobile calls. 4,000 minutes in the bundle, so that's split 2,000 minutes per month on mobile, 2,000 minutes per month on landline, or not to exceed 2,000 minutes on mobile, I should say. And then the total number of calls to 03W shouldn't exceed 15% of the total, but they're the only caveats that are there now, fairly industry standard. In terms of some of the other commercials that we have analytics, so lifetime call recording storage and one-click reporting and wallboard. That must cover every user or every license in the business. So if you have 10 users, then you'll need 10 of these per month. So that's £2 per user per month. And the MiFID II compliant call recording with analytics add-on is also £2 per month. UC Plus Express Infusion, again, monthly rental on a per user basis. Doesn't have to be everybody, but it's on a per user basis. So either $250 or $350 a month. And the UC Desktop soft phone app is an extra $150 per month if you want to use that. Hosted conference, there is an audio conference bridge built in, which is free of charge, and there's some subsequent instances that you can purchase, which are £2 per month. My colleague Daniel will cover that off later on. We do have a promotion that's running at the moment, so every 3-year contract will qualify. So every seat on a 3-year contract will win a £10 Amazon gift card. That's available till the 31st of December. So good time to uptake on Simplified Hosted and take advantage of that offer. There are a number of resources that are available to you as well. So on the Beyond Connectivity website, you'll be able to download the Hosted UC brochure, the brochure on the app suite, video conferencing, and also our installations PDFs as well. The best place to get the latest information is from the beyondconnectivity.co.uk website and download those brochures. So just as a quick recap, we have a highly featured hosted platform, competitive bundles with the mobile soft phone app built in, and 59 days of call recording built in. Full UC application suites available, so if you want the full SIP client, you can take that on board as well. The 59 days call recording, as we said, but also the ability to go down the MiFID and PCI compliance with Analytics Suite. UC Plus for CRM integration will allow you to either access through Express into Outlook Contacts and Google Contacts, or if you want to go for full CRM, a wide choice of CRMs available through the Fusion licenses. Major Plus, to say the A-Link handsets, up to 4,000 minutes per user. This is rolled up across everybody on that site. So you have 10 users on one site, that's 40,000 minutes they've got to play with. All minutes roll up. And as I say, it's Portal One platform, not BroadSoft. So it's not another BroadSoft offering. So that is the very, very quick whiz through the Simplified Hosted UC offering that we have. So thank you very much for your time and attention. I'm sure you're going to have some questions, which hopefully John Bird will be able to answer those on chat. But more importantly, if you want to have a one-to-one conversation, go into a lot more detail, then please give us a call into dealer sales on 0161 925 1980. Speak to your account manager. They'll get the right person to call you back, and we'll get some time with you online or customer facing as needs be. Or just email into solutionsupport@Nimans.net. One of the team will pick that up, and again, we'll get the appropriate person to contact you straight away. And let's get some time in the diary and go through that with you. So that's it for me. I'm going to hand over to Danny Storer now, and Danny will quickly take you through some of the features of the portal. So Danny, over to you.
Cheers. Thank you very much, John, and thanks everyone for joining today. As I mentioned, I'm just going to give you a very quick rundown of the portal, nothing too in depth, just to sort of give you a touch of what we can offer you. As John mentioned, if you want a more in-depth discussion about this and more bespoke chat or run through the portal, then just let the dealer sales team know, and we can get that arranged for you, not a problem. So just jumping straight into the portal here, we've already mentioned quite a lot, but simplicity really is the key when it comes to our product. Everything from being a single pane of glass interface. By that we mean that this one tab that we have up here, whether you're placing an order, provisioning hardware, configuring a customer, obtaining call recordings, or checking analytics and reports, is all done through this one tab. No pop-ups, no extra portals to mess about with. Everything is done through the one tab. You also get a single point of login as well as a reseller, and that allows you then to assume the identity of your customers, of their extensions, and configure it through that way. So again, you get one single point of contact, one single point of login into the portal, and it's all managed through the single pane of glass. We also work on a hierarchical structure as well. So I'm an administrator. I'm assuming the identity of our reseller accounts up here. I would assume the identity of my customers to manage them each individually. All of your customers will get unique logins as well. So with a little bit of training, they would be able to log in as themselves and then make their own changes and manage themselves effectively. Of course, that's only if you choose to. This is a very simple interface and very simple portal for you to manage yourselves. And you can make a little bit more of margin by offering out service to your customers as well. Just a quick run through of the reseller side of things, the ability to place an order. I'm not going to run through this at all. Just give you a very quick view of of what we can offer. It's a nice, easy 6-step order process for everything from creating a customer, building extensions, bundling in your hardware, as John's already mentioned, all of your additional features ordered through here, your virtual numbers, just your inbound numbers. At any one point, we've got 250,000 throughout the United Kingdom. Both 03 and 08 numbers as well are available on here, and you would place your number ports through here as well. Everything that you order through here is live straight away if you choose it to be. Extensions you can delay. If you've got ports coming over to us, it might take 2, 3, in some rare occasions even 4 weeks for a number port to come over. We can delay billing you until the point that your services actually go live, which is a great added benefit that we can do. We can, though, also have a completely new functioning customer up and running within less than 20 minutes. So what we mean by that is you can run through this customer creation wizard that we've got built for you here, build in your extensions, bundling your hardware, if any. You could provision the free mobile soft phone that you get with it with brand new numbers, and you could have a live working customer environment up and running within less than 20 minutes. Such is the ease of use that we have on here. We also have a nice handy tool to manage your number ports coming over to us. We've had great success and fantastic feedback from our existing resellers on the number porting process of late, which is absolutely fantastic, and the ability to provision hardware directly from the platform. As John mentioned, Yealink UK part of our group, you come directly from Beyond. When you order the handsets from us, they immediately go into your inventory to manage straight away, which allows you then to assign the handsets to your users, which effectively makes our solution plug in and play. It reduces your time on site, it reduces labor costs when you're doing installations. Effectively, you can manage all of this remotely, turn up on site, plug the handsets in, and then you've got a customer up and running very, very quickly. Just jumping into a customer account on here as well. So if I jump into my own use only account, as you can see, what I'm effectively doing here is dropping down to a customer's level. As I mentioned, if you do choose to give your customers access to here, and there's absolutely no reason why you could not, because it is very, very simple and easy to use. This is their access level. This is what they see when they first log in. So straight away, you're able to see what's going on the platform itself within this customer. We have an extension summary. So a lot of my colleagues down here are not available to take calls. We do have a few colleagues down here that are green, ready and available. We'd also see them red if they were taking a call, inbound or outbound, so an arrow pointing up or down, whether it's an inbound or outbound call as well. All completely live, which is one of the great benefits of the Porter One platform. It was developed as a billing platform, so it is a processor. It is very powerful compared to a lot of our competitors. What that means is that you actually do get your live calls, your live CDRs, and we're also able to implement quite substantial fraud prevention measures in here as well, simply because everything that goes through the platform is processed very, very quickly. We don't have to wait for calls to be put down before we get reports, or if we know that there's been fraudulent activity on there, we can cut them out as second that we suspect that things are happening. I'm obviously not going to run through absolutely everything on here, but just to give you an idea of some of the features that we can offer. True Cloud Phone Book, which is actually shared across all of your physical devices and your soft phones as well. So whether you're using a Yealink handset, the mobile soft phone, or a desktop app, all of your contacts are synced between every user within the customer and between every device as well. A nice, easy to use interface with pretty much every tool that you can think of to manage a customer. Everything from the customer account section, which is where you would manage all of your individual users on here, their call flows, their any forwards to their voicemails, to provisioning the desktop application, the mobile application, and even DSS keys directly from the portal. You can manage your BLS, your call forwards directly from this tool in here. Music on hold, of course, that can be done across every single extension or each line, each hunt group. So you could have your sales teams with nice professionally recorded sales messaging, change it as and when you have new promotions come on, but also you might have your finance team. They don't need to be here in the sales messaging. They could just have the generic cheesy elevator music that you get with the platform. Also, voice recording settings. Another great benefit of us is that with everything that you get included in there, that includes the 60 days retention call recording. Again, great benefit for you to go out to your customers with. There's no added extra for just the basic call recording. We do offer 59 days, 2 months worth of call recording straight out of the box. And then, of course, obviously interfaces and pages for every single thing that you can manage when it comes to configuring a customer's phone system. So easy interfaces for the hunt group configuration, for configuring IVR auto attendance, even checking like your call statistics and everything like that, and a unique one for the call conferencing. John did mention that, of course, we do have a call conferencing bridge, which comes free of charge for every single customer, and each subsequent conference bridge is chargeable at £2 per bridge. So we do have just a simple simplified hosted conference here, but you could have an additional one for your sales team, for your tech support team, for your finance team. All subsequent ones would be chargeable, but really easy to use interface, as I keep saying. The clue is in the name, simplified hosted. There's nothing supposed to be too complicated about this at all. It really is designed for anyone to be able to pick this this product up and run with it. Last thing I just want to show you whilst we're in here is the call analytics. This is really, really key to the platform. As John's mentioned, all the benefits that you get with it, but we really can't hammer home the price that you pay and what you get for that price. At £2 per extension per month, you get your unlimited call recording. By that we mean that we just simply will not delete calls until we are told that you want us to delete the calls. That makes it MiFID compliant because that will be a minimum of 5 or 7 years. There's also no additional for the storage as well. So it doesn't matter whether you've got a one-man band and they are making a couple of calls here and there, or if you've got a 30-person outbound sales team who are hammering hours and hours and hours of calls per day, the price will remain the same, £2 per user per month. On top of that, you also get your reporting as well. So straight out of the box here, we can start to see what the call activity looks like. First of all, over the last month, but we can change that nice and easy with changing the reporting period. This is just the number of answered, unanswered, and engaged calls and what have you. We can also look at talk time straight out of the box, the split between inbound and outbound numbers, and the number of new callers to overall calls. So again, fantastic benefit if you've got any customers that are running advertising campaigns. They want to see if they're getting a return on investment from their advertisements and from the marketing. You can see if that's working simply just by looking on here. You'll be able to see the number of new callers either ticking up or remaining the same. And that's why we really build this as a business improvement tool. This is a really fantastic way to bolt on to your customers' phone systems and see, is their phone system working to their advantage? How can we manipulate their phone system to work to increase sales and drive productivity on here? Down here as well, we can also see that we do get quite a lot of CDRs. These are just from the last 24 hours. But if I take this call that Carl has just made here, you also get the call recording straight in the interface. You can download it directly to your PC as well. So again, multiple ways to be able to actually obtain your call recordings. They do come through very, very quickly. I'm talking within just a couple of seconds or minutes, depending on the call. Certainly not a couple of, more than a couple of minutes. But you can also see the entire relationship between this caller and this destination as well. So if you've got a customer who might have a relationship that might be going south, they can just simply switch between the entire relationship of this car and this destination, and then jump through to where is this going wrong, listen to your call recordings, check your notes, and so on and so forth. On top of that, of course, we can also report on pretty much any criteria that you can think of. We've got reports with multiple views for hunt groups, for queues, IVRs, individual number basis. great for customers that you might have, such as estate agents or anything like that. Anywhere where you might need to advertise quite a lot of different places, you can have a unique number for each place you're advertising. Again, completely free numbers on the platform, so there's absolutely no cost associated with that either. And then you can report on where your business is coming from. And of course, just the standard extensions reports. Under systems report, again, we've got out of the box reports for numbers, for extensions, for daily, hourly. We can do period comparisons as well. If again, always go back to sales team because this is a business improvement one. If you've got a customer who's not hitting target this month, they can compare this month's call activity to last month's. We're not hitting target. Why is it? Well, we're 25% down on calls from the previous month, and of course just the generic hour and day talk reports. If none of that ticks the boxes, we can build completely bespoke reports right here in the platform. And as you can see, I do this on every demo I can do because we've got a load down the side here that I never seem to delete. But if I just want to break down by extension, get this report sent to me at the end of every day, and then just look at how many metrics that we can report on as well. So everything from unanswered to answered call to engaged calls within the period, the average talk time per user, the number of internal calls made, absolutely any kind of metric that you can think of is simply just a click away. And then, as I've mentioned, we can also get that automated to you on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis. And finally on here is the ability to alert you. Again, the Porter One platform is absolutely made for this kind of thing, because as soon as we hit certain criteria, as soon as a call is missed, as soon as a call is answered, you might have a priority or a complaints line, someone, a nominated person or people can be made aware that something's happened there. As soon as a premium rate call has been connected, again, great for fraud prevention, you can be alerted of that. Or even long call alerts, which the metrics can be set by yourselves. What is a long call? Is it, for some it may be 2 minutes, for some it may be 2 hours. You can be alerted as soon as a call passes a certain threshold. You don't have to wait for that call to be put down before a report's generated and then someone's made aware. At that point, someone's called a premium rate, you've racked up £15 per minute by accident, you're not quite sure. You can be made aware of that straight away. We also have a few extra things on here which were not actually mentioned on there on John's side. Again, one of the fantastic benefits of hosted UC is that you get the upgrades when everyone else does. You don't have to upgrade your PBX. We release things and then you immediately get access to them. So you don't have to think about what's coming. You know, you don't have to plan for, you know, oh, well, in 5 years' time, this technology might be available. Come to us and you get the technology as and when we release it. So I hope this has been just a nice little view of the portal. As I said, it was very, very high level, but if you want any further information, you want a more bespoke chat about this and a more in-depth demonstration, then please do come to your account manager at Nimans and we can, of course, arrange that. So thank you very much.
Thanks, Danny. Very appreciate you taking the time to demonstrate the portal to us there. So that's it, everybody. Thank you very much for your time and attention today. Really do appreciate you taking the time out of your day to listen to what we had to say. Certainly, as we said, any further information you required or you want to go into a one-to-one in-depth session, please give us a call 0161 925 1980 or email solutionsupport@Nimans.net. Thanks very much, everybody. Thanks for joining us, and we'll speak to you again soon. Cheers out. Bye-bye.